Hello, welcome back to New York Talk. This is the Scout Report, and it's time to look ahead to this Saturday's opponents and a trip to Mansfield. We have Sam from Mansfield Musings joining us to talk us all things Mansfield Town. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, thank you, Matt. How are you?
Very, very good. Thank you. Football aside, very, very good.
Good.
Let's talk us through your season so far. Kind of mid-table. You're going in spells like really quite a bad start, really good run, and now on a little bit of a bad run. It's a weird start you've had from the outside looks.
Yeah, you kind of stole my my line there, but yeah. So obviously it wasn't a great start, losing away at Burton and then at home to Doncaster in the last minute. But then we sort of picked up. We beat our local rivals Chesterfield in the League Cup and won 3 league games in a row as well. So things were looking up. But yeah, I think it's four or five without a win now, maybe even 6 if you count the cups as well. But that's tended to be the way under Clough. It's sort of there's no sort of consistent pattern. It's either we go on a winning spree, a record winning spree, or we don't win for 14 games or something, whatever it was at the end of last season. So we're kind of used to it by now, 5 years in.
Yeah. What was the preseason expectation? It was the second season up. You had a pretty comfortable season in the end last year.
Yeah.
How are you looking going into the new year?
I think if the season finished now in the position we are, then everyone would probably take that, to be honest. What we were looking for was probably, like we've just touched on there, last season we started really well and we were up around the playoffs at the turn of the year, and then we could barely win a game in the second half. So we were sort of looking for more of a consistent run of form, which hasn't happened yet. But the league position's okay. I think everyone would be happy with that. Just trying to improve. We've not got massive budget or anything like that, so it's kind of incremental progress that we're looking for. And yeah, so far, I think if the results were a bit more spread out a little differently, then I think everyone would be happy with that. But it's just the worry now that the injuries are starting to bite again, as I believe you guys have suffered as well. We've been suffering from it for the last 5 years, always having 8 or 9 players out at the same time. So yeah, but I think we've got a stronger squad this time around, so hopefully we can cope a bit better with that.
Yeah, I'll come on to injuries in a minute. In terms of kind of Mansfield and the future way you look for, is it realistic to say that you think Mansfield could build into something that could challenge eventually for the top end of this league, or is it kind of just playing it by ear for the time being?
I think the chairman has always said since he took over that he wanted to get to the championship. I think he originally said in 5 years, which was about 15 years ago now. So, but yeah, we are obviously moving in the right direction. It took us an age to get out of League Two, and League One, I think, is probably going to take a similar amount of time. But as long as I don't know how long Nigel Clough's going to stick around. He's sort of talking as if he won't be a manager for maybe more than the next 3 or 5 years, maybe maximum. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of manager we can attract after that if we're still in League One. But yeah, I think it's just kind of slowly building and hoping to get somewhere where we can, maybe like Lincoln are now and things like that, where they challenge around the playoff zones. They're a similar size club to ourselves. So yeah, there's precedent for it, but it's not sort of instant success when you've not got the money to throw around, I guess.
No, absolutely. You touched on injuries. We're just about coming out of the end of this injury crisis. We should have a couple of players back. Not all of them, but we're almost at the end of it.
Yeah.
I understand that's not the case for you guys, and it's a bit of a your treatment room's busy, should we say, at the minute?
Yeah, I believe we've got possibly no fit recognised centre-backs for the weekend, which is probably music to your ears. But yeah, so Ryan Sweeney got sent off last week. Jordan Bowery went off at half-time with an injury. Bailey Cargill and Oshalada are both out injured as well. So it's probably going to be a patched-up back three with mainly full-backs playing as centre-backs. With no real dominant presence as such. So if you've got any height in attack, I suppose like Jordan Hugill, if he starts up front, he's a good target man. He might have some joy. But yeah, it's kind of the defensive area where we're a bit thin. Everywhere else is sort of okay. We can get by in those areas. But yeah, it's the centre back area which is looking worrying, shall we say?
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, we've had no strikers until this week, so we're at the opposite end of the pitch than you guys.
Yeah.
What can we expect once we played the two games last year? Were two very different games. There was a terrible, terrible game at your place, 1-0, and then a really, really good and entertaining 3-3 at our place, which both teams always had good moments. Which one of those Mansfields and us, I suppose, are we likely to see on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I think most of our games, other than a couple, have been decided by the odd goal. So I think we're a lot more stable, sturdy in the middle of the pitch. We've sort of switched formation from what we were starting with at the start of the season. We started with a back three. I think it's probably likely that we'll go back to that this weekend, but we had been playing a 4-2-3-1, which sort of suited our team better and allowed us to look a bit more sprightly in attack. But I think, yeah, given the lack of centre backs, that's probably going to be reverted back to. I'm not a huge fan of that formation, just because I don't think we've necessarily got the midfielders that work as a three. We're better with a deep line two and then one paying a bit higher up, which that system can't really accommodate too well. So I think you can expect balls out wide, a lot of possession for our wing backs, probably looking to get crosses into the box. And I think that's probably how we'll look to attack at the weekend.
Fair enough. Who will be the standout players? Who's fit and could be a standout player that could threaten us this weekend?
Yeah, so I think Jamie McDonnell, not necessarily threaten you, but he's been one of our better players. He's a defensive midfielder on loan from Nottingham Forest, sort of a ball-winning type. He's only small, but he's really good in the air, wins a lot of duels. In the attacking areas, we signed Tyler Roberts recently on a free, who's obviously got pedigree at a much higher level than this, and he's sort of working his way up to fitness. He looks really technical player. He's been playing as a lone striker. I'd like to perhaps see him play a little bit deeper so he can get more involved. And then probably our main goal threat will be Will Evans, who's had to play out wide the last few weeks due to injuries. But I think obviously if we go back to the 3-5-2, he'll be playing in a more central area. He's our main goal scoring threat, I would say. Quite a scruffy kind of player, but it always seems to be get chances and pop up in the box and scuff one in the bottom corner or something like that, which we'll take. But I think they're probably the main threats to look out for.
Fair enough. And finally, how do you think the game's going to go, and what do you think the score prediction? What's your score prediction for Saturday?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tight. I don't see a massive number of goals in it. I think a 2-1 either way. At the moment, I wouldn't confidently predict that we'd win the game, to be honest. Could be a 1-1 draw. I think perhaps we'd take that at the moment with the injury issues, but we've not really had the hardest of start fixture-wise, and no disrespect to you guys either. Obviously, you're down there as well at the moment, so it's probably a game we should be looking to win, but it may have just come at an unfortunate time in terms of the personnel we've got available. But we'll definitely be looking to win it. I don't think there'll be any settle-in for points or anything like that. But yeah, I could see a goal either way or a 1-1 draw. Fair
enough. Yeah, it should be away. We've only got one away goal so far, and we've lost all our away games so far.
Yeah, but you've not played us yet.
Exactly. Thank you very much. So I appreciate it. We will put all the links to Mansfield Musings in the show notes. So if you haven't done so already, check those guys out. If you haven't done so already, if you're watching, make sure you subscribe, like the video, everything else that comes along with that. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you every next time. And as always, up the Millers.